Welcome back to Stoic Ember. If you're new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel where we dive into timeless philosophies that elevate our lives. Today, I'm excited to explore the powerful wisdom of Stoicism and share with you 7 Stoic principles that will help you release what no longer serves you. Ready to master the art of not caring and unlock lasting serenity? Let's begin. Principle 1. Focus on what you can control. The essence of Stoic philosophy lies in focusing only on what is within our control. Marcus Aurelius wisely reminds us that external events hold no true power over us. It is our judgment of them that causes distress. When we shift our attention inward and take responsibility for our reactions, we gain peace. This principle teaches us not to ignore external problems, but to face them without attachment or emotional turmoil. By practicing this mindset, we build resilience, strengthen character, and find calm even amidst chaos. It's a mindset of empowerment, one that encourages us to lead a life of purpose and clarity. Principle 2. Acceptance of impermanence. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, emphasizes life's ever-changing nature. Everything is temporary: emotions, possessions, relationships. When we understand that nothing lasts forever, we release attachments that cause suffering. By accepting the ebb and flow of life, we cultivate peace and presence. Embracing impermanence shifts our focus from trying to control the uncontrollable to being grateful for each moment. We begin to value the now, knowing it will soon pass. And in doing so, we find contentment not in permanence, but in the beauty of life's constant change. Principle 3. The power of perspective. Seneca teaches that obstacles aren't barriers, they're invitations to grow. Challenges test our character and sharpen our resolve. With the right mindset, adversity transforms into strength. By seeing setbacks as stepping stones, we reclaim power over our circumstances. Every difficult moment becomes a chance to practice patience, courage, and wisdom. When you feel stuck or overwhelmed, ask, "How can I see this differently?" A shift in perspective can reveal lessons hidden within hardship and allow us to evolve rather than be defeated by our experiences. Principle 4. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude is central to Stoic thought. Marcus Aurelius urges us to recognize the gifts life offers daily. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we create a mindset of abundance. Gratitude isn't about ignoring hardship. It's about acknowledging goodness even when life feels uncertain. This practice fosters joy, humility, and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Whether it's the warmth of the sun, a kind word, or the breath in your lungs, gratitude invites us to see the richness of life through clearer, more compassionate eyes. Principle 5. The art of letting go. Epictetus shows us that peace comes from releasing expectations and attachments. When we cling to specific outcomes, we give our emotional well-being away. But when we let go, we reclaim our calm. This doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we trust the flow of life. Letting go also involves forgiveness, surrendering control, and accepting uncertainty. It's a courageous act of releasing what we cannot change, making space for what truly matters. As we practice this art, we find that letting go isn't giving up, it's growing up. Principle 6. Virtue as the highest good. Seneca teaches us that our true worth lies not in wealth or fame, but in our character. Virtue, integrity, kindness, wisdom is the ultimate goal. When we act from virtue, we align with our highest self and live with meaning. In a world often obsessed with material gain, Stoicism reminds us that fulfillment comes from within. Choosing compassion over conflict, honesty over convenience, and wisdom over ignorance transforms not just our lives, but the lives we touch. Virtue grounds us, giving depth to our existence and clarity to our path. Principle 7. Memento Mori. Remember, you must die. Memento Mori is perhaps Stoicism's most sobering and powerful teaching. Life is short, and death is certain. But this isn't a dark thought. It's a call to live fully. Knowing we have limited time makes every moment precious. It urges us to act with urgency, to love deeply, to pursue our purpose with fire. It teaches us to let go of pettiness and live with authenticity. What legacy will you leave? What impact will you make? Let Memento Mori remind you, the time is now. Choose wisely, live boldly. And Epictetus taught that some things are within our control, and some aren't. Simple, right? Yet how often do we drain ourselves trying to control the uncontrollable? Worrying about others' opinions, obsessing over the past, or fearing the future? These lie outside our grasp. The shift happens when you place your energy where it matters, your thoughts, actions, and responses. Visualize 2 baskets, one for what you can control, like your choices and mindset, and the other for what you can't, like the weather or someone else's behavior. When chaos hits, ask yourself, which basket does this belong to? If it's the second, let it go. Stop carrying what was never yours to bear. That's where real peace begins. As Epictetus said, true freedom lies in choosing your response. Own that power. And let me know in the comments, how are you embracing this principle? Picture yourself standing on a cliff's edge, gazing out. Suddenly the thought hits, what if I fall? Most of us are frozen by that fear. But Seneca, the Roman Stoic, believed in facing fears head-on. He practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. It's not about being pessimistic. It's about mentally preparing so you're not blindsided when hardship strikes. Visualize losing a job, facing heartbreak, or hitting a setback. Ask yourself, what would I do? How would I rise? By confronting these fears in your mind, you discover that you're far more capable than you think. As Seneca said, he who anticipates troubles weakens their power. You're not summoning misfortune. You're building mental armor. Tonight, try it. Take a quiet moment. Visualize the worst, and then imagine yourself overcoming it with strength. You'll be amazed at how grounded you feel. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, found his refuge not in status, but in the present moment. Despite leading an empire, his journals reminded him, confine yourself to the present. How often do we lose ourselves in regrets or worries? The past is gone. The future isn't here. The only reality is now. Ground yourself with a simple technique. Observe 5 things you can see around you. Then 4 things you can touch. Next, 3 things you can hear. 2 you can smell. 1 you can taste. This sensory scan re-anchors your mind in the moment. When your attention is here, not back or ahead, you reclaim clarity. You have power over your mind, not external events, Marcus wrote. Own that truth, and you'll discover peace is never far away. Journaling isn't just recording your day, it's a mirror for your mind. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for others, but for himself, to make sense of his thoughts, measure his growth, and stay aligned with virtue. Each day brings small trials. Journaling helps you pause and ask, what challenged me today? How did I react? Was I patient or impulsive? This isn't about judgment, it's about learning. Over time, those pages reveal your progress. On hard days, they remind you of storms you've survived. On good days, they show how far you've come. So tonight, take a few quiet minutes. Write freely. No pressure, no filter. Your journal becomes a place to process, reflect, and grow. Just as we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca said, "Think of your mind like a stormy sea, waves of doubt, fear, regret. It's easy to get swept away." But the Stoics knew a secret. Beneath the waves, there's stillness. That stillness is your anchor. Inner calm doesn't mean you silence every thought. It means you choose which ones to engage. Start simple. Take 5 minutes a day to breathe deeply. Focus on the inhale, then the exhale. That quiet practice helps settle the mental storm. Seneca understood most fears are stories we invent. When you quiet those stories, you see the truth more clearly. The wind might rage around you, but inside, you're calm, rooted, and free. Nothing lasts forever. Not joy, not pain, not even chaos. The Stoics deeply understood this. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Change is constant. That's what makes life so precious. Just like waves rise and fall, so do our struggles. Remember, the storm you're facing now won't last. Think of past hardships. At the time, they felt endless. But you made it through. This too will pass. Accepting impermanence frees you. You stop resisting life's rhythm and start flowing with it. And that flow? That's where peace lives. In chaotic times, one of the most grounding things you can do is act from your values. Life may feel noisy, messy, but virtue is your compass." Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste time discussing what a good man should be. Just be one." That means kindness, patience, and integrity, even in small ways. Hold the door, offer a compliment, help someone without expecting anything back. These simple actions remind you who you are, even when everything else feels unstable. You don't need grand gestures. Tiny acts of virtue are often the most powerful. So today, practice one small good deed. Let it reconnect you with your strength. Epictetus believed adversity reveals who we truly are. "Difficulties show men what they are," he said. "Chaos isn't the enemy, it's the test." When things fall apart, you have a choice. Break down or break through. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every challenge carries a lesson. Think back to a hard time that helped shape who you are. Would you trade that growth? Probably not. The fire refines us. So the next time life tests you, meet it with courage. Not because it's easy, but because that's how you become unshakable. Seneca wisely said, "Anger, if not restrained, is more destructive than the injury that caused it." In chaos, emotions can flare. Rage, frustration, panic. But here's the Stoic secret. You don't have to react. Pause, breathe, wait. Emotions come in waves, but they pass. Your first reaction isn't always your best one. Think of it like a storm in your mind. Ride it out, then respond with clarity. Every time you choose restraint over reaction, you reclaim power. And with power comes calm. So when tension builds, take a step back. You'll be amazed at how strong stillness can be. The Stoics believed we're all part of a greater whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What benefits the hive benefits the bee." In other words, you matter, but you're not alone. When life feels chaotic, zoom out. Reconnect with your purpose, whether it's serving others, building something meaningful, or living by your values. That broader perspective shrinks your problems and reminds you your story is part of something bigger. When your actions align with a higher goal, even chaos becomes manageable. So ask yourself, how do I contribute? Where do I serve? In answering those questions, you'll find clarity and strength. What if you could understand someone deeply without knowing a single thing about their history? We've all been in that situation, meeting someone new and trying to figure out who they really are. Picking up on nonverbal cues is a skill anyone can sharpen. It's not magic, just awareness. In today's video, you'll learn 6 powerful ways to read people quickly, even if you've never met them before. And we'll tie in timeless wisdom from Stoic philosophers to guide us. Because at its core, reading people is about understanding human nature. And Stoicism teaches us how to do exactly that. Hit the subscribe button if you're ready to level up your ability to connect with and understand others. 1. Body language. Let's begin with the most obvious signal: body language. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Body language is essentially that, a physical reaction that reveals emotions and intentions without a word. Pay attention to how someone stands, where their arms and legs are placed. Are they leaning in with open posture, or are they crossing arms and looking away? That tells a story. But don't rush to judgment. As Epictetus would advise, observe without assuming. Crossed arms might just mean they're cold, not closed off. Stoicism teaches that our judgments distort what's real. Look beyond the surface. Even small cues, like the direction someone's feet are pointing, can indicate interest or disinterest. Feet turned toward you, they're likely engaged. Turned away, they might be mentally checking out. Little fidgets like adjusting a shirt, scrolling aimlessly, or playing with hair can signal unease or lack of confidence. The key? Notice the small details without letting your assumptions get in the way. 2. Eye movement. The second powerful way to read people is through their eyes. Seneca once said, "A man's character is known from his deeds," but we might add, and from his eyes. Ever hear the phrase, "eyes are the window to the soul"? That's because eye contact tells us so much. If someone meets your gaze calmly, they're likely present and confident. If they constantly look away or blink rapidly, they could be anxious or dishonest. For Stoics, authenticity is everything, and the eyes rarely lie. Ask yourself, are they truly present? Seneca believed that being fully present in the moment is a reflection of clarity and integrity. Watch for subtle eye shifts. Looking up and to the right often signals imagination or fabrication. Glancing left might suggest they're recalling a real memory. Excessive blinking, darting eyes, or avoiding your gaze when asked something sensitive. Those are signs of discomfort or concealment. But remember, balance is key. Unbroken eye contact can also be used as a power play. A sincere, natural rhythm of looking and listening tells you the person is being real with you. Dirt are micro-expressions. Now let's talk about something subtler. Micro-expressions. These are tiny flashes of emotion that show up on a person's face for just a split second before they regain control. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. But sometimes, people haven't yet mastered that power. Micro-expressions expose raw emotions before the mask goes back on. A quick curl of the lip, a nose wrinkle, a flash of tightness around the eyes, these tell you more than words ever could. Someone may be smiling, but a fleeting look of anger or fear might betray their true state. Marcus taught us to look beneath the surface and see things as they are. This is where micro-expressions become a powerful tool. They reveal emotions people don't want to share. With practice, you can train yourself to catch these brief emotional leaks, and they will give you rare insight into a person's real state of mind. These expressions, too quick to fake, show us truth in its most raw form. 4. Tone of voice next. We tune into tone. Epictetus reminded us we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When it comes to tone, it's not just what someone says, it's how they say it. A calm, steady tone reflects composure and confidence. A voice that's shaky, high-pitched, or rushed might indicate stress, dishonesty, or discomfort. Sometimes people say one thing, but their tone betrays the truth. Someone may say, "I'm fine," but the tremor in their voice says otherwise. Stoic wisdom encourages us to listen with intention. Notice pauses, speed, pitch changes. Is their voice clipped or anxious? Do they hesitate often? Are they monotone or engaged? A passionate tone can show interest. A flat one may signal distraction. These subtleties reveal what lies beneath. Epictetus would say, true understanding comes not from reacting quickly, but from observing deeply. Tone helps us do just that. It's the music beneath the words, and it never lies. For hand gestures. Let's move to hand gestures, often overlooked, but incredibly revealing. Stoic thought emphasizes that a person's character is revealed through their actions. Hands that are open and visible suggest honesty and transparency. Hidden hands, like in pockets or behind the back, might point to discomfort or concealment. When someone uses expressive hand movements, it shows they're engaged and confident. Controlled, fluid gestures reflect clarity of thought. On the other hand, fidgeting, rubbing palms, tapping fingers, often shows anxiety. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Our hands dye our conversations with hints of what's really going on inside. Watch for the difference between intentional gestures and nervous tics. One reveals control and presence. The other reveals uncertainty or stress. When someone gestures openly and in sync with their words, they're likely in alignment with their message. But if their words and hands contradict each other, take note, there's more to the story. 6. Personal space. Lastly, let's talk about personal space. The unspoken boundary we all instinctively respect. Marcus Aurelius valued both mental and physical boundaries. The space someone keeps around themselves can speak volumes. If they move closer, they may feel safe and connected. If they pull away, it could signal discomfort or caution. Personal space is like a silent language. When someone stands too close, it may feel invasive. Too far, and it may show disinterest. But context matters. In some cultures, close distance is a sign of warmth, not aggression. Stoicism reminds us to observe without quick judgment. Someone stepping away might not dislike you. They might just value space. Observe how personal space shifts during interaction. Do they lean in as trust builds, or retreat when sensitive topics arise? It's also worth noting how power dynamics affect space. Someone in authority might encroach to assert dominance. Someone unsure might keep their distance. Respecting and understanding these boundaries helps you navigate conversations with wisdom and grace. It's not just about space. It's about connection, safety, and mutual understanding. It runs deeper, etched into you by decades of living. Experience teaches that life doesn't always play fair. Time feels more fragile. Some doors, once shut, never open again. Just realizing that can be terrifying. But 50 isn't the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of something different. And if you learn to release what weighs you down, the second half of life can be your most peaceful and fulfilling chapter. Here are 10 Stoic-inspired lessons to help clear your mind and free you from anxiety. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." At 50, you start to truly feel that time is limited. The years behind you and the uncertainty ahead create a pressure that can feel overwhelming. You look back, questioning your choices. You look forward, unsure of how much time is left. But it's not time that causes anxiety. It's your resistance to it. Seneca said, "You act like mortals in what you fear, and like immortals in what you desire." We chase pleasures as if we'll live forever, then panic when faced with life's brevity. This paradox fuels unnecessary suffering. Anxiety over time is an illusion. It arises from trying to control the uncontrollable. The past is gone. The future is not yet real. Only the present belongs to you. Yet many live trapped in regret over what's done or fear of what's to come. At 50, regret can become heavy. You replay past mistakes and missed chances. But to the Stoics, everything that happened was meant for your growth. Marcus reminded himself that even pain is part of nature. See your past not as a chain, but as a teacher. Every choice brought you here. That alone gives them meaning. Now, about the future, your health, your finances, your purpose. It's natural to worry. But the Stoics saw fear of the unknown as wasted effort. Epictetus said, "Don't demand things happen as you wish. Wish them to happen as they do." You can prepare, but don't obsess. Fear adds nothing but tension. Reflect on your life. How many things you feared never came to pass? You endured, adapted, and grew. That's proof that fear is a poor guide. Worrying robs you of peace. Let go of the fight against time. Be present. Time only slips away when you aren't living in the now. Every minute spent dwelling on the past or fearing the future is stolen from today. Live with intention, not delay. Life is measured by moments, not years. Ask yourself, if today were your last, would you savor every breath, every connection, every thought? Not being present is the greatest loss. Seneca wrote, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs on tomorrow and loses today." To end anxiety, stop waiting for life to begin. You're already living it. The moment is now. Lesson 2. Your body is the foundation of your mind. Seneca once said, "A sound mind in a sound body." It wasn't just advice. It was a warning. Though we often separate mind and body, they are one system. By 50, you've likely felt the effects of physical neglect. Fatigue, poor sleep, chronic discomfort. What you may not see is how these physical conditions fuel mental unrest. When your body suffers, your mind becomes scattered. When your mind is undisciplined, your body follows. Peace is not just mental, it's physical. Anxiety is not just in your thoughts, it lives in your physiology. Poor sleep disrupts emotional regulation. A bad diet creates energy crashes that mimic panic. A sedentary life weakens your ability to handle stress. If you've ever dragged through a day after bad sleep or felt drained after junk food, you've felt the mind-body connection firsthand. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that physical strength supports mental clarity. Discipline in one area feeds the other. If you want to calm your mind, start by calming your body. Prioritize sleep. Marcus Aurelius may have struggled to rise in the morning, but he knew sleep was crucial to discipline. Build a routine that allows your body to truly rest. Power down your devices at night. Make your sleep sacred. Lesson 3. Respect your body. It's your first line of defense. Make sure your bedroom is cool and dark. Give yourself enough time each night to truly rest. Feed your body genuine food, not processed junk that spikes your blood sugar and crashes your energy. Eat for mental clarity. Favor healthy fats, protein, and calming micronutrients. Move every day. You don't need intense workouts. Walk, stretch, lift something heavy. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort. Physical challenge builds mental strength. A calm mind needs a strong body. When your body is rested, nourished, and conditioned, your thoughts are sharper. You respond with logic, not panic. The fight against anxiety doesn't start in the mind. It starts with the choices you make for your body. Lesson 4. Detach from outcomes. Don't force things to happen the way you want them to. As Epictetus said, wish for things to happen as they do. You've seen how unpredictable life can be. Even now, the urge to control outcomes lingers, to make sure everything turns out right. That urge feeds your anxiety. We suffer when we tie our peace to results we can't control. We think we'll only be happy if we get the raise, find the relationship, or reach financial stability. But when those things fall through, and they often do, fear and frustration take over. Stoics understood this well. They didn't avoid effort, they just focused on what they could control. Their work, their character, their thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't apathy, it's freedom. You can't control success, but you can control your effort. You can't control how others feel, but you can choose to be honest. Detach from results. Peace isn't found in control. It's found in your mindset. Lesson 5. Cut out toxic people. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." By now, you've met enough people to know. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Some drain your energy. Some provoke your doubt. Others pretend to support you while undermining your confidence. Toxic people aren't just bad company. They're stress amplifiers. Anxiety doesn't live only in your head. It thrives in your environment. Look at your circle. Who helps you stand tall? Who wears you down? Who makes you feel calm? Who stirs your stress? It's not selfish to set boundaries. It's necessary. Cutting out toxic people doesn't require drama, just clarity. Protect your peace. Choose calm over chaos. Surround yourself with people who help you grow and breathe easier. Lesson 6. Simplify everything. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek tranquility, do less." Simplicity is power. Yet today, life feels cluttered. Your schedule, your space, even your mind. Stress multiplies in complexity. Unanswered emails, forgotten tasks, mental to-do lists, they all chip away at your peace. Worry thrives in clutter. Start by clearing your environment. Look around. How much of what you own serves no purpose? Decluttering your space declutters your mind. Then, simplify your commitments. Say no to what doesn't matter, so you can say yes to what does. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right things with presence and intention. Peace isn't found in having more. It's found in doing less, and doing it well. Lesson 7. Learn to say no. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." At 50, you understand. Life is too short to live for other people's approval. And yet, many still say yes when they want to say no. Why? Fear, guilt, the need to please. But every yes to something meaningless is a no to your peace. Saying no isn't selfish. It's self-respect. Not every request is your responsibility. Not every event deserves your presence. Set boundaries. Protect your time and energy. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to honor your values and let your no mean no. That's real power. Lesson 7. Stop overthinking the future. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The mind craves certainty, so it invents stories, most of them filled with fear. At 50, most of what we worry about never happens. Planning is useful. Obsessing is harmful. When you overthink the future, you drain your energy and miss the present. You create suffering from events that haven't even occurred. Accept this. The future is out of your hands. What you can control is how you show up today. Let go of what-if thinking. Trust that whatever comes, you'll handle it. You've done it before. You'll do it again. Overthinking is not preparation. It's self-sabotage. Choose presence over prediction. Lesson 8. Make stillness a daily practice. Marcus Aurelius called it stilling the mind. He'd sit in silence each day to reflect, to return to center. In today's world of endless notifications and noise, this practice is more important than ever. Constant stimulation keeps your mind on edge. Stillness is the reset. Even 5 minutes a day of silence, with your breath, your thoughts, yourself, builds resilience. It teaches you to observe your mind instead of reacting to it, to return to calm, to think clearly. Stillness isn't optional if you want peace. It's not escape. It's preparation. Let it be your anchor. Lesson 9. Focus on what you can give. Anxiety grows when you focus too much on yourself, your fears, your doubts, your future. Want to break the cycle? Serve. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily to help others. Because when you give, your time, your attention, your kindness, you stop spiraling inward. You create purpose. Purpose dissolves anxiety. You've lived 50 years. You have wisdom others need. Mentor. Volunteer. Be kind without expecting anything in return. Giving shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. From "what do I lack?" to "how can I help?" This simple shift can change everything. Lesson 10. Accept that you are enough. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Not to your boss, not to your peers, not to society. At 50, your worth isn't found in achievements or status. It's found in acceptance. Anxiety thrives on the belief that you're not enough. But the truth is, you are. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Apply that to yourself. You don't need to be perfect, just present, honest, and true to who you are. You've lived, failed, grown, and endured. You've become someone worthy of peace. Own that. Closing. The Stoics' Ember knew peace isn't handed to you. It's built through discipline, mindset, and self-respect. At 50, your greatest strength isn't your past or your plans. It's your presence. Take these 10 lessons. Live them. And watch your anxiety lose its grip. One calm, courageous decision at a time.